Over the past couple of years, there have been many rebranding of famous logos, and a lot of them haven't exactly been well received. So in this video, I'm going to try to fix these redesigns by combining the old logos with the new ones. I have collected some of the most hated redesigns ever, and we'll try to fix them from the most okay to the worst. First up is Pringles. Obviously, a lot of people weren't huge fans of the new design, and I'll agree that it does lack personality. Anyway, one thing that a lot of people were upset about was the haircut that happened during the redesign, leaving this poor guy completely bald. So that's what we're gonna address first. I'll just cut out the hair from the old logo and warp it to match the shape of the new one. Now we just have to make it black because it looks kinda off.
Brother,
Another problem with the Pringles logo is that you won't see it on a white background, so let's add an outline. A common complaint I've seen as well is that the new logo is too flat, so let's address that. I think the best way to go about this is to draw shadows. I'll put some under the mustache and under the face. I guess that the bow tie could also use some shadows. And finally, let's add a drop shadow to make it look like he's resting on the bow tie. And there we have it. We brought back the things people missed about the old logo while respecting the new style. And I think that looks pretty nice. So you might have heard that HBO Max recently got renamed Max, and I agree with this guy on Reddit. They just let go of the most iconic name ever. Getting rid of the HBO part was stupid, but I don't think it's quite enough. So let me remove this as well. Oh f***. Something I've seen all over Reddit is the Sierra Mist to Starry transition. And let me tell you, people are not happy about that one. So Starry has gotten a lot of hate, but to be fair, design-wise, I think it's kind of an upgrade. Anyway, I'm gonna try to reverse it back to being called Sierra Mist, but in the style of the Starry design. Let's start by pretending I didn't spend 20 minutes trying out terrible ideas.
no.
And that, on the first try, obviously, I made the background yellow, wrote Sierra Mist with a 3D effect, and imported photos of a lime as references. I then combined basic shapes in order to make a flat design lime. I mashed away some parts to make a cohesive shape, and added some details like the inside of the lime and some dots for texture. Let's also draw some shadows to really sell the effect. Let's add a drop shadow to make the logo stand out. Now, since it's a can design, I need to replicate the text on the original can, so I'll write lemon lime, lemon flavored soda. And I think some green stripes would make for a pretty cool effect, but also make our tags more readable. Let's indicate the quantity of soda inside of the can and draw some more of these dots on the background. I think that's it. In my opinion, it does capture the essence of the new design, but with the old name. Alright, now we're getting into the redesigns that were really bad. Firefox is one of them, and they got a lot of backlash from the rebranding. So let's see if we can fix that. I imported the new logo as reference and tried to draw a shape that resembles a fox. I somehow managed to make it look like this, which I think is decent. I then drew some more random shapes that would be part of his tail. For some reason, making the shape smooth is way harder than it looks. I spent a good 30 minutes trying to refine these, until I got something like this.
Woo! Yeah!
The problem is, this is way too flat. And that's basically why everyone was upset in the first place. So I really need to do something about it. I imported that bad boy inside Photoshop and very quickly separated each shape. I then picked colors that were closer to the original logo, and this is where the magic really comes in. I took a brush with a pretty low flow and started drawing shadows. The head of the fox rapidly started looking 3D, which I think makes it look a lot more like a fox. But more importantly, when I started painting the shadows with different colors, red on the orange, blue on the purple, it created magical looking gradients. And I think that really took the design to another level. So there you have it, my take on the new Firefox logo. I think it combines pretty well the idea of the fox with the new, more simple design. Before moving on to the other logos, I wanted to take a second to thank you. Since the last video, we got over 1,000 subscribers, and there has been an overwhelming amount of positive comments, which makes me very happy. So thank you for your kind words, I really appreciate you, and I hope you will continue to enjoy my videos. The next logo is the one of USA Today, and I think they clearly ruined it. So I guess we can try to fix it. First thing first, I found a font that is fairly close to the one on the original logo. Now we have to try different layouts to figure out which composition we want to use for the logo. Circle at the top right, the circle as an O, or maybe making USA the same width. We could also try to eliminate the negative space by making the elements touch. This one is clearly unbalanced. The negative space in this one is very distracting, and I don't really like the spacing here. So I'll keep this one and make the circle a little smaller. That's even better. I think the biggest mistake was getting rid of the American continent. It clearly was an important detail on the original logo, so let's bring it back. I imported a view of the continent I found on the internet and simply traced it. And just like that, we have a version of the logo that, in my opinion, embodies the best aspects of both logos. Our last contestant is Kia, and they arguably did the worst rebranding ever. I mean, their logo isn't even readable anymore. And I remember a comment from Reddit that said that the search for Kia and car went up at the time of the rebranding, which apparently is true. Anyway, let's try to fix this mess. I'll import the new logo in Photoshop and get rid of the part that isn't readable. Now let's select this part and use it to recreate the letters. There we go. Oh, come